Welcome to Your Imagination. This podcast is about the imagination of me, Jennifer Purcell, and other neurodivergents and neurotypicals, and how our imagination is still vivid because we are neurodivergent, and about my imagination I used to have when I was little and bringing it to life and sharing it with you. I hope that you enjoy this first episode and that you will be inspired to email me if you want to be interviewed about your imagination that you had when you were little. I will put my email in the podcast description for you. Okay, so tonight's episode will leave off where we were. So the next chapter is called Their Life in Action, meaning the warriors. My warriors fight for me because they love and care for their mom, M cubed. They also want to define the light side against the dark side. The warriors fight in the blank spot. They have fought there many times, so they are well experienced. CK, Easter Bunny, and Meow Meow are some of the oldest ones because I have had them since I was 5 years old. Now I'm 26 years old. The more experienced they are, the better because they know how to use their superpowers better when they are fighting. I've been each of their coaches for years because that's what the chosen one does. The chosen one is the coach because they have the most experience fighting and using a variety of powers. Once the warriors have mastered using each of their powers and specialties, they can become a coach. Since it isn't easy, they have to go into training for this, though. The chosen one and anyone who has been a coach before will be their training partners. They will learn by fighting against their coach. They also go through obstacle courses that are set up to test their abilities to use their superpowers and specialties. Once their coach feels they have been taught all they know, then the warrior will become a coach themselves. The warriors also live with me in my home because we can protect each other more in a bigger numbers than smaller ones. They want to keep a close eye on me while I'm living my life. Sometimes they will come with me while I'm at work to keep me safe. They also take advantage of their duplication power because then they can be in multiple places at once. The warriors use their telepathic ability to anticipate when a battle will begin. Excuse me. They make sure they can take advantage of knowing as much about what the dark side is planning so we can prepare as much as possible for the battle. This will help us have an advantage over them since they can't read minds and won't be able to tell what we are thinking or that we have read theirs. The warriors also prepare for battle by often doing practice sparring with each other so they can keep their powers updated and up to use. If their powers aren't updated, then they won't have the best knowledge of knowing how to use them. They also may run the risk of not having full strength for each power or specialty if they don't keep practicing. If the warriors keep practicing, then they will surely have another advantage over the dark side. The dark side won't have many advantages because they can't read our minds. Next chapter. The Supreme Warrior. Me, the chosen one. My name and life. My name is Marissa Marcia. Sorry, I messed that up. My name is Marissa Marcia. Said it backwards. Or I'm cubed. I'm the Supreme Warrior because I have the most superpowers and specialties out of any warrior on the light side. This is also why I'm the chosen one. I have mastered each of my powers and specialties to the greatest degree that one can master them. I can live a life of duplication because I need to be in multiple places at once. I do this so I can be with my warriors whenever they need me and my skills. I know how to beat the dark side chosen one because I used to be on the dark side. I used to be best friends with him. His name is Charles Carl Craig, or C cubed. I also know the chosen one of the middle side. Her name is Susan Sue Sherry, or S cubed. All of the chosen ones have cubed names and repeating letters because they correspond with our specialties. M cubes are multiple specialties because I can do all of them. C cubed are cloning, clearing, memories, and crazy strength. S cubed are super speed, sticky string, and super crazy sight. All of us know how to use our specialties so that they will benefit our lives. Excuse me. We do this because we want to protect our way of life. We want to do this because we like our way of life just the way it is. We don't want to change it. We also want to protect our family because they make our life happy and whole. Without them, our life wouldn't be complete. I love taking care of my warriors because they take care of me. I call this karma because they're doing a good thing by taking care of me, and I'm doing a good thing by taking care of them. When we do good in the world, it increases the lightness in us. This is good for us because the light side needs to become stronger, and it will become stronger when we do good. Consequently, that makes the dark side, weaker because there is more lightness in the world. They hate lightness because they are made up of darkness. Um, the middle side is made up of both lightness and darkness in even amounts so that it stays balanced. If it is unbalanced, then it will become corrupted. They don't want it to become corrupted because then they will have a life that is unfit for them. It would be unfit since it would be unbalanced and out of whack or abnormal. My powers, MQ'd powers. I have many powers. I have too many to discuss in a chapter, so I will just talk about my favorites. They are duplication, psychic, and manipulation of memories. I love duplication because it enables me to be in many places simultaneously. And it also allows my warriors to do the same thing. Since I can be in more than one place at a time, it makes a lot of things in my life simpler because then I don't have to worry about what is going on in multiple places. This also releases any stress that I have in my life because then I don't have to worry about what is happening in those other places. I also appreciate this ability since it allows me to do things that others can't do. Like I can not only duplicate myself, but I can also do other things as well that will be able to help me when I am in that other place. For instance, I could clone more weapons or warriors to take with me. They would be able to help me defend myself better than I would if I was without them. I also can clone things that are in the environment that I moved my clone to. For instance, if my duplication is in the blank spot, I can clone my warriors and send them to defend my home. Or I could clone the things that are on my trip and take them back home with me. People wouldn't know they were missing because I would only take the duplication with me, not the original. Plus, I wouldn't take anything that they would notice that was missing, like one of a kind items or people. I would only make things like cheese, wines, or other foods items I enjoyed eating on my trip. I would duplicate those items. I like being a psychic because I can read people's minds and learn their plans. I enjoy being able to manipulate memories because I can make people forget that I read their minds. I can erase their memories that they want to forget from their mind, or someone they know, such as a family member or friend. This can be helpful because when that person has learned something that they didn't want them to know about, or if they made a really bad mistake in a relationship and they want to try to fix it. I wish I could have done this in real life with my family members, friends, and my ex boyfriend. But maybe it's better that I can't because then I wouldn't have learned how valuable it is to be honest to anyone in any relationship. Even though I wish I could go back and fix things, sometimes they and keep the knowledge and lessons I learned. I know that for some reason God made it happen this way. But I may not know that reason now or ever know it, which I will have to learn to be okay with. I just have to move on and live my life because maybe I'll meet someone someday that will be right person for me to live for the rest of my life with. My specialties. I have many specialties, but my favorites are fairy wings, invisibility, and memorization. None of the other chosen ones have these specialties. They are all mine. Oh, it's October. I had to do that. We each have our specialties. I can do all of them. I mentioned the other specialties in the previous chapter. I love having fairy wings because it means I can look like one and fly. I can journey to any part of the fairyland that I want to because I will look like a fairy with these wings. I also can make myself look like a fairy by wearing the clothes that they wear. Additionally, I know how to speak in fairy language, so that will also disguise me when I am in their world. All these things will help me look, sound, and seem like I am a fairy, even though I am not. I love being able to turn invisible whenever I wish because it comes in handy, especially when you least expect it to. I remember the first time I used it, I hid from one of the other chosen ones. I did this I did this so they wouldn't know I was in their home. I was visiting their world because I was trying to spy on them. I was trying to see how the middle side lived differently from the light and dark sides. I was doing this because I hadn't been a member of that side for quite some time, and since they had a revolution, I needed to know what had changed on that side since then. I also love my ability to memorize things because it helps me remember things, especially people's names, faces, and birthdays, dates, and numbers. I do have a good memory of landmarks as well. I use this when I'm going on a walk or a run on a new trail in a new neighborhood. It will help me not get lost and remember my way back home. I like being able to remember people's names, birthdays, and faces because it helps me know more about them. It also makes me feel more confident when I'm going to meet someone new for the first time. I know that there will be something I will remember about them without too much worry or concern. I appreciate my knowledge of numbers and dates because that helps me remember things that are important to me. I usually use this tool when I'm doing mental math, making a list, or trying to remember what I was getting from the room I just moved to. I have almost a photographic memory of numbers, dates, and music. I love this because it helps me remember songs and recall personal memories. All right, this is the last chapter we'll cover in this episode. My life in action. I have a simple life because I can use specialties and powers wherever and whenever I please. I do this because I know how to use them and when they will help my life and when they won't. I also use them to help my warriors' lives because I care about them. I want them to have the best life they can have. I also have 4 pet lizards that are in my backyard that I see every day. I see them so often that I have given them names: Larry, Lucy, Lenny, and Louie. But I don't know if any of them are girls or guys. I think some of them are guys because I see them doing push ups. I do like to imagine that they are my warriors too, that they fight for me. Their powers are poison, spit, dragon wings, and fiery breath. They love having them because they are wonderful powers. They know how to use them well. Poison spit can make their enemy ill the millisecond it touches their skin. Dragon wings will shoot out of their body whenever they need to fly, and they can use their fiery breath whenever they please just by opening their mouth and saying fire. All right, that is the end of this episode. I hope that this week's episode of Think Out Free Your Imagination brought new ideas to your mind and reminded you of when you were little and would imagine and pretend and play with your friends or yourself and create games in your mind and just be a kid and have fun and what it's like to dream it and do that and be able to be a little kid again and believe in things like fairy tales and mermaids and wonderful creatures. I will talk to you next Thursday.